Welcome, 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 everyone. We are thrilled to have you here for our two-part series, Exploring Your Heart. Um, I'm Rebecca and Sam, and we are just looking forward to holding this space for you over the next two sessions. We would love to open wherever you are, before we even introduce ourselves, with a little bit of smoke medicine to help drop us in to check in with our nervous system. So let's just close our eyes. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And again. And one more big, beautiful breath, allowing you to just really be here in the present moment, in the now. Thank you. Coming back into center when you feel ready. We are absolutely thrilled to walk with you and to share with you such small little nuggets in this time frame. Um, I'm going to invite Sam to share who she is, because she's just a spectacular being, and we've been walking this path together for a while now. We come from the same lineage of teachings and teachers. We both walk the path of the Andean Cosmovision, which is the foundation of all the work that we do and how we serve our clients. But Sam is a beautiful medicine woman who I'm very blessed to share space and co-create with.
As am I, so much, and I love you. Whew. I am Sam Summers. For those that don't know me, I am a mom, first and foremost, and a wife, mom of 3 boys. And I'm also a shamanic practitioner. I began my practice by becoming a Reiki teacher and master, which really evolved quickly into my shamanic practice and healing. And I didn't even realize as I was performing Reiki on my clients that I was already in this shamanic way, if for lack of a better term. I was doing it shamanically and listening to my guides. And I had no idea that anyway, that's okay. So I'm a shamanic practitioner. I'm recently certified breathwork practitioner. I'm a ceremonialist. I serve cacao medicine predominantly as my main medicine, but I work with all the other medicines as well. But cacao is so heart connected. So it felt so good to step into this space with Rebecca and talk about the heart space and the blocks and all of the things. Yeah. And my practice is Samureiki. It's soon to change names. I won't let that little cat out of the bag yet, but follow us on social media. It'll come out sooner, hopefully sooner than later. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Like Sam, I am also a wife and a mom and a puppy dog mom. And to use labels, I am also a shamanic practitioner, a double certified breathwork practitioner, a channel, a seer. My medicine is tobacco, and I work with tobacco, I work with rape, I work with some other medicines as well with clients and ceremonies. And the heart frequency, which in the work that I do, I call it, and what I've been guided to call it, is Christ consciousness. But I'm really conscious, and we are conscious, that this isn't a shamanic container for you. We're really simply creating a space for you to explore the heart body, the energy of the heart body. And so we're bringing our medicines into this space for you to explore the incredible landscape of the heart as a message center. My spirit name, one of my spirit names, is Rebecca Maria, the Ancient One, which was gifted to me a few dietas ago through Grandfather Tobacco. And I really, when I heard the whisper in my ear, it was this reminder of all of my lifetimes, all of my incarnations, and all of the wisdom that I carry. And I'm no different from you, just like Sam is no different from you. We're just a few steps ahead on the path. So we are here in this little fragment of time to support you in beginning to release and shed some of these layers so that you can also remember the wisdoms that you carry. So Sam is doing a lot of the heavy lifting today for session 1. But before we go into what our time together looks like, what I'd like to do is just give you the frame of part 1 and part 2, so you have an understanding of the expectation and really be able to rest the brain a little bit, knowing what to expect. The frame of our series is a full 2-part series. It's going to be a combination of wisdom teachings, mentorship, somatic connection, and ceremony. And today's session is really going to be a focus on the wisdom teachings as we understand them, as we embody them within the heart, as well as we're going to be taking you through a really beautiful somatic connection with your physical body, as well as your emotional body. And Sam is going to bring you through this really nuanced and yet very deep meditation that's going to allow you to access all the parts of your heart and your heart space. Part 2, which will be on Saturday, February 4th at 10 a.m., will be additional teachings and mentorship. This will also include a ceremony, and it will be a heart-centered breathwork ceremony. So our time together today and on the 4th is really just a small fragment, right, Sam? It's just such a small fragment.
A sliver.
Sliver in this great mystery. And this is just our very humble way of offering you some support on your path, on your journey. And as you come into the space of connecting into your heart. So without further ado, we're inviting you to just really connect in, and let's just take a moment and, close our eyes, maybe place a hand on your heart, a hand on your belly, and let's take a deep breath in. And just feel, noticing how you're feeling, noticing the heartbeat underneath your palm. And as you feel this connection to the actual organ, the actual muscle, the heart, I'd like to read a little piece from Rumi. And I'm inviting you, if it feels safe to do so, to just open slightly to these words and let these words land. Heart is sea. Language is shore. And whatever sea includes will hit the shore. When we think of the heart as a part of a map or the globe, as the landmass, and it's surrounded by all the waters, it's a really rich understanding of the depth of heart work, of the depth of the heart center. So as you stay in this space, perhaps with your eyes closed and your heart connected into your palm, we invite you to reflect on what brought you here. Why are you here? What made you sign up? Whether you are enjoying this live or whether you're enjoying a future timeline connection with us, with the recording, it took your time. You had to put your name and your email address and press a button and click, and then find the email with the link to be here. So something spoke to you. I'm going to invite you to go even deeper, prompting you to connect into what is alive in your heart. This may be a feeling. This may be a sensation, a texture, an image. It might even be a story. And I'm going to invite you to see if you're open to go even a little bit further. What is your heart asked of you? Just feel into it. Maybe breathe into your heart for a moment. You need to write anything down. Just and know that you don't need to analyze it. We're simply witnessing and experiencing what is present as we inquire. And I'll share these prompts in our replay video email with the recording for you to work with, to commit with, or commit to rather. And as you feel into this heart space, don't feel you need to open your eyes to watch me speak. In fact, as shamanic practitioners, both Sam and I work with our eyes closed because we receive information through our heart. We feel with our heart. We actually can access way more information through our heart. So don't feel you need to take notes. But also know that should writing be part of your process, you do you. But you can always feel into it or come back to it. So I'd like to move into stepping into some of the wisdom teachings that we'd like to offer you around the heart and the heart space. And Sam and I are very aligned in how we walk and the path we walk. Our heart encompasses the human experience. And I reiterate the human experience because we're all souls having this human experience. It's why we're here, to experience the magnitude of everything that is the gift of life and being alive. The heart, it's a space where we feel an entire emotional range. Like this is where the rainbow of emotions truly flows through when we're in an open space. And that is why we've come to be in this human experience, to enjoy and to understand this range of emotion, which can be very hard, very, very challenging, based on our life's journey, based on our life's path, based on our family constellations. When we open our heart, really truly open our heart. And I want to remind everyone that when I'm using the word heart and when Sam's using the word heart, we're not speaking of that muscle that's pumping blood through our body. We're talking about the energetic heart. We're talking about the message center, the energy center that's actually in the center of our body, if we think about it. So when we open our heart, we are in flow. We're flowing through life. Life is flowing through us. We're actually in a space, an expanded state often, and ease and grace. We're able to dance through life. But often when we are hurt, when we might feel wronged, our energetic self, even our physical self, will contract, will flex, or we step into armor. When we step into that space of contraction, of flex and defensiveness, you can tell people's body language, right? Or energy. When we step into that space, well, it's very difficult for us to move through life with joy, with ease, because we're not connected. We've shut it down. When you're in a space of contraction, the door is closed. When the door is closed, how can you flow through life? So when we do not trust our heart, which is essentially what happens when we close the message center, when we close the heart space, we're not trusting ourselves, we're not trusting our heart. And this is often the space where we're stepping into some very deep and shadowy emotions. In the path that Sam and I walk, the depth or the darkness or the density is not a bad place. We walk a path where there are teachings in the light and there are teachings in the shadows. And often some of the most profound teachings are when we're in the shadows. And so those emotions that may feel harder to manage or that are quite painful in our heart can be some of the most profound medicine if we're willing and open to listen to it, to connect with it, to follow the cord, to go all the way down and see the root, to get to the root, and then notice if we're then ready to release it. But you have to make your way through to see where that connection began. With our heart space, it is also, we talk about all the emotions, and it's the space where we feel, it's that epicenter, but it is also a crucial spot for those of us who are wanting to connect on a spiritual and soulful level. It's so interesting, and we hear it all the time. So many people will be on their path and they're wanting to connect deeper, and they think I need to open my third eye more, or I need to open my crown more. Yes, that's part of it, but actually you need to have an open heart. In the peacemaker, who is considered in the Mohawk nation, he's an indigenous Christ-like figure. And in the Great Law of Peace, which is a very important piece of work that actually the American Constitution is based on, at the end of the day, the teachings are about coming back to a place of a pure heart and a clear mind. A pure heart and a clear mind. And that's how we want to walk through this world. That's how we want to walk through this life. And especially for those of us who are stepping into service, or if you are a Reiki master, or a massage therapist, or a sound healer, a shamanic practitioner, we want to make sure we are working or striving to serve from a pure heart and a clear mind. Because if we're not, we're projecting our crap onto our clients. If we are a mom of 5, or we're a lawyer, or we're a teacher, or we're the crossing guard, we still want to be coming from a pure heart and a clear mind. This is how we walk the path. So when we actually become aware and understand that our heart is just as important as the third eye and the crown, that's when we really start to access our intuition, our higher self, our consciousness, spirit. But if your heart is not open, and if you're not dealing with the earthly stuff, the earthly feelings, the family constellations, the crap that really we have to own, and we have to begin moving out of that space of victim and really start supporting ourselves in really seeing objectively, then how can you truly trust the information you are feeling or receiving? Or how can you receive anything at all? How can you actually access your own intuition, your own wisdom, if you're in a place of contraction or not trusting? This is how powerful the heart center is. This is how potent this message center is. And this is why it's so crucial for us, regardless of how old we are or where we are on the path. Trust me, Sam and I are still doing the layers. We're simply sharing with you what we've done to date. It's like we are no experts, gurus, masters. No, our job is to empower others to do this work for themselves. Because you are your own medicine, right? The state of our heart center really, truly reflects truly, every aspect of where you are, and it reflects your life, and that includes the pain that you carry. So I go back to the inquiries that we opened up with. The heart, your heart, how your heart is doing reflects where you are in spaces such as compassion, intuition, self-love, self-worth, money, lack, abundance, sacred connection, and even spirituality. And I'm literally just scratching the surface, right, Sam? Like, I'm literally just totally scratching the surface, but that gives you an idea of the state of our heart and how it affects how we walk through our life, our personal life, our spiritual life. And trust me, it actually takes way more energy to be in a place of contraction. It takes way more energy to be in flex and defensiveness all the time. I know firsthand. Because again, I'm a soul having human experience. So I move through these spaces. but I now have that awareness, that consciousness to go, "Oh, I'm in it. Now I need to make my way back out of it." And that's the key. So I bring you back to, this idea how rich the landmass of the heart message center is, and all of the influences around it. But more importantly, why are you here? What is your heart asking of you? This is the thread for you, the inquiry to connect into. Over these next 2 sessions, our invitation is for you to think of your heart as a really tightly bound rose blossom. Knowing that even when the blossom's just oh so tight and oh so new, the petals are still in the highest of frequencies, super gentle, super delicate, incredibly magical. And as they soften, they open. And so that really is our intention, to hold the space for you as spiritual doulas, as personal doulas on this path of opening, so that we can walk together and support you in this little fragment of time. And so, wherever you are right now, we're going to begin to transition into the yummy part, Sam's medicine. So, I'm going to pass it over to Sam.
Thank you. I have to tell you, when you go into the part about the flower, like Rebecca and I didn't, she doesn't know where I'm going with this meditation today. I sat in prayer and it came this morning. It's just really cool to see our synchronicities and our alignment, and every time when we work together and live. So you'll see it. So we are going to go into a somatic meditation today. We are going to explore the heart. We're going to get in there. What I need for you to do now is just create the space that's best for you. Maybe you prefer to meditate sitting in a chair, or on the floor, on a meditation cushion or stool. Lay down in your bed if it feels best, or on the couch. All of it is good. So you just find your space as I get my stuff ready here. And to make sure my sound is okay. Okay. All right. And before we even get into the yummy parts and closing our eyes, I want you to leave your eyes open. And I really want you to center yourself and get familiar with the room that you're in. Now, if you're in your house or in your car, or your office, you probably feel like you're familiar. But I mean really familiar. So when you are in the space, in the depths, wherever this takes you, this meditation, if it takes you anywhere, you know that when you open your eyes, you are in this safe space around you. You know exactly where you are. So what I'm going to ask you to do, invite you to do, is start looking around the space that you're in. Looking at the walls, looking at the door frames, the corners, the curtains, any materials, fabrics, maybe the carpet or the hardwood or tile. Look down at the baseboards. Look at things that you don't normally look at on a day-to-day basis. All the details. Turn your neck all the way around, look behind you. Again, the highs, the lows. You're going to come back to this safe spot. And it's going to be here with you your entire journey today. So let me get my music going. And I will ask Rebecca if that's all good. All right. And if you feel to place something over your eyes, that's fine. And it's fine if you don't want to. And let's begin exploring the heart. Take your time now to settle in, to get as physically comfortable in your body, in your chair, your seat, on the floor. If you're laying down in your bed or your sofa, just nestle in, cover up, wherever you are in your physical container in this very moment. And if you haven't already, begin to let your eyelids rest and close lightly, reminding yourself that you know the environment that is surrounding you and that it will be here throughout this journey, no matter where you may drift to. And it will be here when you return. So let us take a few deep breaths together, deep cleansing breaths, clearing this space. Breathing the first one in, feeling it drop into the lungs, expanding the diaphragm, and out through the nose or the mouth. And the next breath in, moving this breath through your entire body, sweeping. Release slowly. And taking another breath in together, connecting with yourself and all of the bodies sitting here in this live moment, and all of the bodies connecting on the replay. Beautiful. And find your breath's own rhythm now. Keeping steady. Comfort with your inhales and your exhales. Find your rhythm. I invite you to breathe deep, as in slow. Deep, as in connected. And deep, as in infinite. That's it. Taking a moment at this time to scan your body and notice if there are any parts of you that need to wiggle or adjust, and allow yourself to do so. We'll start at the very top of your head and move down your body. Starting at the crown, scanning, bringing it down the forehead, over the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the entire face. There's no need to stop. Let it move down your neck, your shoulders. Wiggle again if you need to. Let it go down the arms, the fingertips. Moving that scanner down your chest, your front, your back. Keep moving. Moving down into your torso, your hips, your behind. Down your legs, your thighs, your knees, and your calves. Down over the tops and the bottoms of your feet. And as you take a breath in, scan back up all throughout the body, all the way back to the top making sure all is clear as you begin your journey, your exploration. Staying with your breath, knowing that you can come back to this breath anytime that your mind begins to wander. Anytime you hear an external noise outside of the room you're in, focus back on the breath and drop back in. I want you to see yourself now in your mind, in the room that you are in this very moment. Is there a door in your room? Perhaps an entryway, a closet door, maybe a door that has shown up that didn't exist there until now. Find your door, one that is closed, and walk up to it. This door does not lead to where it may usually take you. And as you reach and take the doorknob in your hand, open it slowly and find yourself at the top of a staircase, a magnificent staircase. It feels grand. How does it look to you? How does it present itself? Can you feel that energy that is flowing upward from its bottom that you cannot clearly see yet? It's there. And begin to take your first step down, keeping with your breath, slow. This stairway is safe. There's a railing if needed. Feeling more relaxed as you take another step down and another. Curious to find where this is going to take you. Keep going. There is a strong sense of trust. You're feeling softer in your body. Letting go a bit more with each exhale. Each step down, letting go more. Your steps are getting softer and softer. Only a few more to go. Relaxing more and more. And as you finally get to the soft floored bottom, there's another door waiting for you. One you're not familiar with. And there is a frequency coming from it. A frequency of purity, a frequency of love. You see the light shining above and below the door. exciting. This door is so inviting to you, and it's inviting you. Step inside. This is the door to your heart. What does the door to your heart look like? You're there. Are you ready to explore what's there? It is time. Open it. And be sure to stay with your breath and step in, crossing that threshold. Feel the exhale. What an absolute wonder. Hear the beat of this giant muscle at the center of you, of your being, pumping, beating, and allowing it to send the oxygen from the breath that you are breathing right now, and nutrients to all part of your body. And carry away what needs to be gone. Look all around you. Look up to the sides, below. Look at this vast space. And as you do, I invite you to see your heart that you have stepped into as a flower. A giant, luxurious flower. This may be a very specific flower to you, or maybe one that simply shows up in the mind's eye unexpectedly. You're blown away. Try not to let the thinking mind decide, but rather surrender to whatever is showing. What is your flower? What's its color? Its scent? How magnificent it is. Breathe it all in. Your heart, your center. And may you now explore this beautiful flower that is your heart. The many layers of petals upon petals. Some will be full and vibrant. Some may be dying and bruised. Some petals may not even be seen yet. And take a moment and explore what's on the surface of your petals. Are there tears or scars from your life's journey up until now? Perhaps petals that have already fallen that you've worked through. Are there blocks in your heart that are easily seen on those outside petals? Maybe there's some on the ones underneath. blocks that you know exist. You know they exist because they're the ones that show up daily for you, that hold you back from being all that you are. For you are love. The blocks that keep you from receiving all that you deserve. For you deserve it all. You know these blocks all too well. They're easy for you to see. Imagine now as you stand there taking this completely beautiful heart flower in your hand appears a giant marker. One that writes clearly and without hesitation. Take that marker to those bruised and blocked petals and name them. Name all that is there by writing on them. Maybe it comes out as one word for each. Perhaps an emotion, a fear, a person's name, a situation, or an event. There is no wrong here. Feel the writing flowing from your hand, your script or print. Tune in to what is happening in your body as you put these words there for you to view on your heart. Are there sensations coming up within you when you feel them? When you write them down? Walk between the petals. Take the next couple minutes to name all of your bruised parts. Staying in tune with the body and its sensations. Noticing where in the body you feel something when you look at what you've written. Keeping with the breath. It will help you move. Don't get caught up in what you're writing. Just let it flow. It is so important to see what these blocks are so you can acknowledge them, even honor them for what they are. I want you to know that no matter how many blocks you have on and in your heart, that they do not define you. Your heart was free and pure when you arrived on this earth. For sometimes we may need to place blocks upon our heart for survival, when in fact, even though they may be temporary survival tactics, they are not sustainable. They're holding you back. Holding you back from your full potential of this life, of living. Holding you back from joy, from giving and receiving love, from intimacy with your relations, from any abundance that you truly desire. And they hold you back from the greatest gifts that you have to give to the world, from being fully you. Are you ready to let some of these petals fall? Are you ready to see them wilt away? Are you ready to stop feeding them? Feel into which ones are a full body yes, for there may be resistance, and that's okay. See yourself now walking up to the one or many that are ready to be pulled apart. They may need a little help and a tug at times. Give yourself and your heart the permission to pull them gently away. Can you give yourself permission? You will feel the ease of the ones that you're ready to have let go, and the contention of those you may not be sure of yet. It's okay to tug a bit more. For some may take more work than others. Some may take more time. Some may not budge at all right now. Take the next few minutes to walk around your heart flower, and gather your petals. Pull off those blocks to be released. Breathing gently with each one. While keeping in mind how delicate they are. Just as you are delicate. Notice which ones pull easily. Notice the ones you may want to hang on to a little bit longer. This is big work. With an even bigger payoff. Find yourself sitting now in your heart space with the petals that you have collected in hand, holding them, feeling into each one. Some may be so easy to see go. Some you may wish were easier to let go. Others you may need to grieve. Don't forget to grieve the losses. Even of the blockages that have held you back. For it's a new life when we rid of something that has been with us and on our hearts for some time. In some ways, it's like learning to live again. It's time to live again. I invite you now to sense what they feel like in your palms. Hold out your hands cupped in front of you. Should you feel physically called to do this, do this. Cup your hands and visualize them there in your mind's eye. Feel them now with all of your senses. What do they look like now? Do they have a color now that they are plucked? Does it differ from when they had life attached to the body of your flowered heart? Is there a visual design or pattern or marking? What do they look like laying in your hands? Hold them to your ear. Do they have a sound? A voice, a frequency, any noise at all? Listen. How do they smell? Bring them up to your nose. Do they carry their floral essence now? Or is the smell a bit off-putting? Lean into the senses and see what arises. Is there a taste in your mouth that you get while you sit with them? Is it bitter? Maybe semi-sweet? Perhaps even sour? Or is there a specific taste that's coming to your mind? Now I want you to touch them deeply, holding them still in your hand. Touch them with your fingertips. Feel all of the sides and edges. What is there when you touch them? Is there a texture? Are they pliable? Paper-like? Are they hard or soft? Heavy or light? Is there a certain temperature to them? See and feel the blocks that you have named in all ways with your senses. Get to know them in every way possible. Especially now that they've been removed. How do they feel from this perspective? I suggest to you now to feel even deeper into them. For we must not forget to dive into the emotions that come with each of the walls around our heart. The blockages in your heart too need to be acknowledged. And your feelings need to be acknowledged. With hands still holding, I invite you to let your emotions for all of these blocks flow out. Let them out, however they come. They may come in the form of tears, words, tone, or sounds. Nobody can hear you here. You are muted and free to express them however you need to. Take your time. Make a fist as you crush them if you need to. Allow it to come all out. This is not the time to hold back or keep it in. Rage it out if you need to. Let your body do what it needs to. It is time to release that emotion. And it's okay, whatever emotion it is. You may need to shake them, rip them, soothe them, or hold them with nurturing love. It is all welcomed here. take your time and let your body talk. That's it. Let it move through you. Coming back now into a regulated breath. If it got away with your feelings, that's okay. Take your breath now and breathe on to those petals of your heart's flower in your hands. Let them take your breath. Send them a prayer of gratitude on this breath. Thank them, for they did serve you for a time, for whatever reason that may be. You have fully explored these blocks in all ways, even when it may not have been comfortable. You have given them love, the ultimate medicine. You've given yourself love by doing this work. You did this. Now let them go and rest, so your heart can rest a little easier. With your next breath in, bring it in as deep as you possibly can until you reach capacity, feeling the air circulate again throughout your entire body, filling up that heart space. And when you exhale, blow it completely out, moving those petals out of your hand and up, 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 out of your airway, leaving the body. Exhaling a little further, sending them off into the wind, the earth's breath, and into the ethers. If you need to do this a couple times, allow yourself to do so. There's a lot there. comfortable pace now. In gently and out. If you aren't there already. And make your way back toward the door that led you here. Running your hands gently along the silky petals that remain. Adoration and love. Knowing that you may have to do this again and again as time goes on, and that hidden beneath those that remain are blocks you may not even be aware of, but you'll be able to revisit when they show themselves to you. Open your door and begin to head back up your staircase. Stepping slowly as you just went into some deep and tender spaces. With each step up, feel the compassion inside your heart for yourself. You notice as this happens, the steps up get easier and almost effortless. There is a lightness in your heart that you've been missing. How does that feel now? And as you reach the top, enter back through your doorway into your space. Staying with the eyes closed. Where you are to place a hand over your heart, so you can breathe into that delicate flower. Holding yourself. Holding your heart. And thanking yourself for taking this time for you. For gifting yourself love and care. Take some deep breaths here. When you're ready, start to bring the light back into your eyes. Stretch. Grab your journal and a pen, if that's what you feel called to do. Or simply sit in reflection for a little bit longer. Welcome home.
landing back into your bodies. Thank you, Sam, for your beautiful medicine. And just inviting yourself to come back into presence, remembering to take the accountability of grounding back into your body. You know, sometimes we think, oh, I'm just doing a guided meditation or a somatic meditation. It's very deep work if you've really committed to it. So make sure you're back in through the crown, plugging into your spine, and really take as many grounding breaths and do whatever it is you need to do to become embodied again. If you are journaling, we invite you to really go into that space and reflect. For some of you, this type of work, especially visualization, very easy to access, to experience. Some of us may experience deep resistance. Some of you may have gone, what are these two crazy ladies doing? And that's legit. That's valid. Resistance is real. And the path that we walk, the teachings are in the light and in the shadows. And both Sam and I can attest that some of the most profound teachings are in the shadows. Some of the most transformational times in our lives are when we are met with resistance, when we are in those spaces, because we're committed to moving through the contraction, the flex, the armor. So if you felt resistance during this experience, don't try to analyze it. Just really witness. Let the journal be your guide and your tool to explore when this came up, where you felt it, and all of the parts. It is humbling for us to be able to hold this space for you. And you've probably felt into our energy. Sam and I are very much the maternal archetypes. We're spiritual doulas. We support our clients, we support groups of souls, of humans walking the path as they begin to unravel the old parts that don't belong anymore, as they begin to open the heart so that they can be more authentically themselves in their divine frequency, in their divine right, your divine right. Your birthright is an open heart. Your birthright is to be in flow with life, with your breath, with joy, with love, whether that be partnership, whether that be self-love. This is how we came as souls in this incarnation, in this heart frequency. And it's all the other layers that have brought us to this space. And that's the journey. That's the path, is to remember. Start opening and remember who we are. Remember our flow with life, our flow so that we can receive. Sometimes we have to create space and let go in order for us to open, to receive. Our teacher would often say that we've started a ceremony today. And we're going to be in ceremony till we close that ceremony on February 4th. Whether we sat with you live today, whether we got the opportunity to sit with you in a future timeline on a replay. So our invitation for you is to really walk these next few weeks until February 4th with a gentle step and with kind thoughts and gentle thoughts for yourself and a true awareness of your heart space. feel. For some of us, it hasn't been safe to feel. We're creating a space for you to feel the safety and feeling in this embodiment. So when we meet together again on February the 4th, Saturday, that's at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we will be bringing in a little sliver of some shamanic teachings, where we're going to be sharing with you a little bit about the fourth door, the final direction in the Andean cosmovision, and the prayer of unconditional love. We would be not aligned with who we are if we didn't share those teachings. And they'll just be little bit of a hint, but it's really crucial for who we are as light workers, as shamanic practitioners, for us to share the prayer of unconditional love. And then we're going to move into, taking this work that we started today, this deep work, knowing that you may be at home in your bedroom or in your living room by yourself with this recording and feeling deep emotions. Honor the emotions that are here. And we're going to continue this work with a breathwork ceremony, a heart-centered breathwork ceremony on Saturday the 4th. So make sure, if you're joining us live, to have your water bottle, to have a good set of headphones, solid internet, and a quiet space so that you're not interrupted, so that you can surrender and go as deep as you like. We also invite you to bring any questions that may come up between now and then around your heart, around the journal inquiries that we're going to share with you on the email. We are so grateful for your time and for walking with us on this little sliver in the great mystery. Is there anything else I missed, Sam?
No, it feels good.
It feels really good.
Yeah.
So with that,
Be
let's
gentle with yourself. That is
Yeah.
it. Be
That's
really
the key,
gentle.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we leave you with that. To walk gently, be gentle, feel into yourself gently, and to see if you can also start playing with your lens. Has this affected how you are relating to others? Are you able to step in a more compassionate way with those who perhaps have triggered you in the past, right? So really start to explore and play with where you are in your heart space at this time. So with that, we say thank you. We close. Aho, Ashe, Amen, Shara Shara, and so it is. We will see you on February 4th. Mwah.